I'm from 2Prime Venture, Beijing. I'm a February to be here to talk with you about China's material technology. I made that in English, but I think that we have more Chinese audience here. Chinese will be handy for me. Okay. So for this project, China's material about the China's genome project. This is a really big topic, and due to the interest of time, I will talk more on the specific contents of China's genome engineering, the material genome engineering in China. This is a really big topic. There are also other relevant work. So in terms of the project participation, I believe that I'm not necessarily the expert, and also we will have one slide here. In 1990s, we also carry out some relevant work in 1990s in the U.S. or in China. These are related with AI that already started in 1990s. For the microorganization simulation, performance simulation, we have done some interesting work. Mainly in the carbon steel, we worked with bio-steel for the simulation on the organization change during the material processing, and also some simulation of product property, etc. Also, the neural network are applied, but at the moment the infrastructure was very backward. One mentioned that it's not about the history and the progress. It just coincidentally, and also I participate in the commercialization or the transformation or incubation. We've been working with the Material Genome team on that, and also later on we mentioned about these fields like super alloy and etc. I referred to some Beijing Material Genome group or institute center, their professors' work. So here, these are all the reference work, and this is my first page. So if you are interested on that, you can refer to all these literature to know more details. Yeah, I refer to a lot of contents of the paper, the literature, so I put this in the first page. Well, this is a quite old topic. In the material industry, there is a really paradigm shift. The third paradigm and the fourth paradigm. So the paradigm started in 1970s or 80s, like a computational science simulation, the density function theory, molecular dynamics, and etc. The mechanism study has been a very important tool for the material study. In the past 20 or 30 years, well, the material research industry has been trying to use some new ways. Data is a new way. I just want to illustrate one thing by this slide. The fourth paradigm. I think that different people will have different perspectives.
Well, sometimes people call it data-driven. Sometimes people call that big data-driven or AI. In most occasions, they are talking about the same thing or the same direction. So later, it doesn't matter what I call AI or data-driven or big data-driven. I would be referring to the same thing. So in terms of data-driven, if one way look at it is material and finding technologies, our understanding is there are three key pillars of the data and the driven materials technology. And the first one is the model or models. Actually, and in the field of the machine learning, and this has been widely used for a long time as a tool. For example, the linear regression or the multiple linear regression random forest support and vector machine decision tree, as well as many other methods. Machine learning has been widely used in different fields. So later I'm going to mention more examples. So they are based on today's machine learning. They do not have a very high requirement on computing and power. But today, people are seeing a wider and wider application of the deep learning, especially on the material research and development. And we're seeing a wider application for deep learning. And today, by incorporating models, we're seeing some more influential application in this field. Maybe in the future, LMs or big models, large models, will have more impact on material development. Another thing is big data, including some of the generative data and some high throughput and experiment and characterization. All these are the three pillars for material technology. Very, very important pillars. So why today I'm talking about the materials and the genome, human and the genome, and maybe you haven't heard of this one. The project started in the year about 2000. And at that time, people were saying this project was like a trailblazer for humanity. At least at the time, people believed, and this was a revolutionary work in the field of science. Today, we're using big data in material development. I think they have the similar influence in the material development field. I could say materials and the genome. We need to look at composition and the process. And process is very important part. Another one is on a structure that matter is micro or macro structures and properties of the materials during the process, and a lot of data would be generated. I think those are part of the materials and genome. They are like parts of the genes. So for materials and genome, and this is like a kind of a comparison, but now you can understand how it works. So I apologize for the color of this slide. So Material and Genome Initiative, which started in the United States in the year of 2011. And at the time, this was established as a cross-functional and a cross-department initiative. And it's a new and multi-stakeholder effort to develop an infrastructure to accelerate advanced materials discovery and development in the United States. So, this was the vision in the year of 2011. So anyway, we can see this concept, and this give a lot of people a new direction, a new field, for study. A lot of computing methods which was adopted in the 1970s or 80s were further developed. There are many the work are have adopted and these new methods. So at the time, and people understand that this is a very important direction. So it has been taking a very long time and to refine it and to advance it. At the time, and we had 3 goals. So the first goal is called material innovation and structure. So this is like give people the directions. So using computation, experimental, and the data, put these 2 things together. For example, for a government and project, we need to look at its meaning. At the time, people were talking about national securities and happiness of the humans and clean energy, etc. Clean energy was mainly supported by the government, and of course, its employment is also a part of that. So, these are the main direction in year 2011. At the time, that's what we established. Well, still apologize for the color of this slide. It's supposed to be black and white, but now it looks colorful. So later in the year 2014, the Materials Genome Initiative further advanced or revolved. As you can see here, and this is an upgrading for the strategic plan. In the innovation infrastructure, is still the same. It looks in terms of the directions, and we can see some changes. I'm not going to read them through for you. And all these are available in the public domain. What I want to say is, for so many years, this MGI has evolved. We focuses on materials, we focuses on the data, on computing, and how data could be best used in material development. Later in the year of 2021, MGI was again updated. You can see some clear definitions here. Of course, in terms of deployment, it does have definition here. I think the infrastructure is still the same, but in terms of implementation, there is a clearer definition, and the purpose of this is to give people some inspirations. And I think that this MGI has inspired a lot of people from Japan and from Europe, as well as for us. And in China, our similar projects started in the year of 2015. Now let's look at this slide. And this is China's plan for MGE. This project or initiative started from the year of 2015. And we can see that this is a platform for material and gene engineering, etc. And the database and data technology. And there are also some information regarding the implementation of the standards and regarding the standards of data. In terms of our highlights or directions, we can see in this project includes 3 kinds of platforms and high-speed computing and the model and etc. database. So under different dimensions, so it doesn't matter is a national level project or is a local project. You can see all the directions, including the high throughput and the preparation and the characterization and material efficient computing and methods and softwares, etc. Compare the U.S. initiative, and we can see, and we do have some differences. So, this is the direction we need to follow, in the future. Of course, we should include the big data. Especially we can see some demonstrative applications in the field of energy and material and biological pharmaceutical materials and rare earth and functional materials, etc. Because for these materials, they can provide high benefits for the society. In addition, when we look at the major research and missions, and there are more details here. And we can see a lot of details. I'm not going to read through of them. If we compare MGI and MGE in China, we can see some similarities, especially when we look at all these boxes and here, including composition processes and structures, performances, etc. They're all similar. In the past, and people developed through iteration. And people try to identify the errors and try again and again and through iteration. And that's what people did in the past on different dimensions. By doing so, we can see enhanced performance. So this is a method people adopted in the past hundreds of years. So just try the errors. However, it takes a long time. It takes a lot of efforts, high cost. So today, by using this material and genome engineering, we could adopt big data. We could get support from all different areas, and we can shorten the time greatly. We can lower the cost. MGI, they have similar definitions. Which means our goal is to half the cost and half of the time. So this is the MGE actions in China. If you look at the left-hand side, this is called MGE advances, and this is a very important pictorials. So this is a very important magazine, and this has been used for so many years, and this is a very important academic magazine. Another very important industry and conference is called Forum MGE, and this forum is held on annual basis. It's also very influential in the world. In last December, it was held in Chongqing with 45 major academicians attending it. Another major research institute is in the Beijing Advanced Innovation and Center for Material and Genome Engineering. And this is a very important institute. And I'm going to tell you that, and this is important. And another thing is we can see Materials Genome Institute of Shanghai University. And we have a professor who is leader in this field. Another major institute is called the Central Iron and Steel Research Institute. Another major initiative is called the Center for Material and Genome Initiative. So there are more work, and I want to share with you. When you look at all these major projects or initiatives, and they are conducted in the Beijing Advanced Innovation Center for Materials Genome Engineering. And so I should pay my tribute to Professor Xie, and he has made a lot of contribution to all the advancement for this work. So here you can see some material database technologies for AI application, and then the second, and then above the database, and there are many materials, literature, data automatic mining, and after that, we can see big data technologies. You can call that AI, or machine learning or deep learning. and for new materials discoveries. And another aspect is the big data platforms for digital research and development needs in materials.
Also about high throughput test models in the innovation center. This is a very important direction. Like digital twin is very important, and we believe that this will be a systematic work, a systematic definition. Okay, so Dr. Yijing, and it will run out of time. I'll do it quickly. So these are published data. The material really dispersed. We need to do systematic work, like the lamp container, and also some definition to have the database. This is publicized information. So some here you have to be the member to use it. The database is really important. The second direction, the literature is a very important information source, and for your study, you need to extract the very important information. That's very important for the basis of a data study. And also this really important. I'll just give you an example. We have done a study about super alloy in the aviation engine. This is very important. The 2,000 sets of data being extracted, and with a very good prediction, so as to identify the super alloy. So this is an open source super alloy digger. The original data code. This platform, you can use the tools. The super alloy, I think that you pay particular attention to that. Then you can do the model optimization, like this pink. This is predicted, and by the experimental validation, it can have more even performance or more balanced performance for the experiment. Higher entropy, the alloy. The data learning can predict a new higher entropy alloy. The higher strength, higher capability, and also another is about a forecast on the corrosion behavior. It can forecast about its corrosion performance, and also another about the database architecture and the data platform. This data platform has not yet been published yet. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.